The future of the automotive industry is not what you think. You might think to yourself, well, when I buy an EV, I'm getting a vehicle that can be charged by the sun. Great. I'm getting a vehicle that's superior to internal combustion. Very true. I'm getting a vehicle that's very smart and it's got computers that are far more powerful than what used to be in cars. That's also true. And I'm getting a vehicle that maybe will be able to be used as a robo-taxi one day. Maybe. But you're probably not thinking to yourself, I'm getting a vehicle that I can monetize to the tune of thousands of dollars a year simply having it parked. Now, Tesla plans to monetize every Tesla, as long as the owners agree, to the tune of trillions of dollars, simply by having them plugged in to the cloud. But it's not just Tesla that's going to do this. And if you think this is just some sort of fad, well, think again. I'm going to explain in this video exactly how the entire automotive industry is about to be turned on its head. And absolutely no one is really paying any attention, except for maybe a couple of people. When I first started this YouTube channel, most of you probably aren't aware, I called it the Electric Singularity. But people kept saying to me, what is this singularity? I don't even get it. And so I decided to change the name. But seeing as the singularity is now not far away, I think it's time we started talking about it. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. Quite honestly, most people still have no idea what this word, the singularity, means. But actually, the idea of the singularity is pretty simple. It's the point where artificial intelligence starts improving itself faster than humans can keep up. And I think it's fair to say that's already happened. In other words, once machines become good enough at designing better machines, progress stops moving in a straight line and starts going vertical. Global GDP is going to skyrocket, as in we're talking 10, 20, 30 times. Think of it like this. For most of human history, change has been fairly slow. Then the Industrial Revolution sped things up. Then computers sped things up again. But the singularity is something entirely different. It's not just more innovation, it's innovation accelerating itself at a pace that, well, the human brain can't really comprehend. And that matters because AI doesn't run on magic. It runs on compute. It runs on GPUs, data centers, electricity, and trillions of dollars of infrastructure. That's where this article I'm going to share with you makes a really important point. It says the singularity is already financing the biggest infrastructure build out in history with nearly 7 trillion US dollars projected to be invested in data centers by 2030. 7 trillion US dollars. But until now, there hasn't been a standard market price for computing speed, as in GPU compute. So that's a big problem. Because if compute is the oil, electricity, and steel of the AI age, then investors, lenders, and insurers need to know what it actually costs. You can't efficiently finance trillions of dollars of infrastructure if nobody agrees on the benchmark price of the thing that's being bought and sold. Now, Dr. Alex Visner-Gross says that GPU compute has now reached the turning point, with a new compute price index designed to make AI infrastructure financeable like other commodities. So when people talk about the singularity, don't just think about killer robots or science fiction. Think about the reality. Markets. Think about capital. Think about data centers, GPUs, and the financial plumbing needed to scale intelligence. Because the singularity may not arrive as a single dramatic moment. It may arrive as a price signal. Dr. Alex says the singularity has been financing the largest infrastructure build-out in history without a standard price for GPU compute until now. In his article, The First Tradable Compute Price Index, he says that nearly 7 trillion in data center investment is going to be put in play by 2030. Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, and Microsoft alone are staking a combined $650 billion this year. But the capital is flowing blind. No lender can efficiently underwrite what it cannot price. No insurer can accurately cover what it cannot benchmark. No investor can reliably make a market position in the market. How do you invest in this? Trillions of dollars of CPU infrastructure are being financed the way venture deals are, on trust, relationships, and proprietary guesswork, when they should be financed the way energy is, on transparent markets. Oil got a futures market in 1983. Natural gas, they got one in 1990. Electricity got one in 1996. Every critical commodity follows the same arc. First, it is vital, then it is opaque, then someone builds a benchmark, and the entire financial stack snaps into place above it. GPU compute has been stuck at step 2 for a while now. The hyperscalers can self-fund their share, but roughly half of the 7 trillion must come from debt markets, infrastructure funds, pension capital, and sovereign wealth funds. And those institutions do not write checks that they cannot hedge. The risks, they are real and actually very big. A new GPU generation can crater the resale value of the current fleet overnight. It's like buying an EV and all of a sudden a new version comes out with double the range and double the charging speed. A single geopolitical disruption can reshape the entire supply chain cost structure. Inference demand can shift between providers in weeks without standardized pricing. None of those risks can be transferred. Without risk transfer, the capital that built every prior generation of critical infrastructure, from pipelines to power grids, stays on the sidelines. The build out stalls, not for lack of demand, but for lack of financial plumbing. That ends now. Need expert advice on what car to buy, what solar system to get, what home battery to get, or potentially for your business? You can get, guys, a one-on-one consultation directly with me, 60 minutes of tailored guidance. This might help you avoid making a huge mistake spending money when you shouldn't, or potentially save you a massive amount of money. Click the link in the description below because I can assist you, and why not? The link is in the description. Ornn, ORNN, a company that the author of this article helped form with backing from 021T Capital, is publishing the Ornn Compute Price Index, or the OCPI, on the Bloomberg terminal. This is the first compute price index that derivatives reference and settle against, now available on institutional financial infrastructure. Now, the idea here, guys, is to let you know how this works. When someone talks about a CPI, they might not be referring to the consumer price index, but actually to the compute price index. See it on Bloomberg. This is how it works. The design draws from the commodity compute that most resembles electricity. A GPU hour cannot be warehoused. It is consumed the instant it is produced, or it is gone. Futures on OCPI therefore settle the way that power does, Asian style, averaging the volume-weighted price of executed transactions over the contract period. Separate indices track each GPU type from H100 through to H200 and B200. Regional weighting reflects the geographic reality that an H100 in Northern Virginia trades differently from one in Amsterdam. Ornn built the index on actual cleared prices from live GPU markets, not surveys, not rate cards, and not estimates. The company executed the first ever compute swap in December 2025. Founded by former quantitative traders and hardware engineers, Ornn is not guessing at what compute should cost. It is measuring what it actually does cost. Once the benchmark exists, the financial stack follows. Forward curves become constructible. Residual value risk becomes insurable in principle. Contracts referencing OCPI are live on Kalshi and Robinhood, with Architect Financial Technology signed onto list exchange traded futures. The keystone is in place. Now, if you're wondering what Robinhood is, it's basically somewhere you can go to buy stocks. So you can do the same thing with compute. And you can see now why Elon Musk has been talking so much in the last few weeks about compute. Getting your Tesla to log into the network and sell its compute ability when you're not using it. basically making Tesla's entire network of cars worldwide become this enormous compute machine. And now you'll be able to see the actual price of that compute. As Peter Diamandis and Dr. Peter argued in Solve Everything, the intelligence revolution turns every scarce domain it touches into an abundant one. But abundance at civilizational scale requires infrastructure at civilizational scale. The shale revolution did not begin when the drilling technology was ready. It actually began when the financial infrastructure caught up, when lenders could hedge exposure and futures curve gave capital the confidence to commit. Edison built the generators, but it was Samuel Insull who securitized the revenue streams and turned power into a financeable asset class. Bloomberg terminal distribution is how a commodity announces it is ready for institutional capital. It is not a data feed. It is a credential. Every commodity that has powered a phase of civilization went through this exact transition. Compute is going through it now. Search ORNNH100 on the Bloomberg terminal. The most important commodity of the 21st century finally has a price the entire market can see, and that you can see as well. Now, guys, I'll put a link in the description below to the original article, but the purpose of this video is to explain to you what Tesla are planning on doing, but it's not just Tesla. I mean, Xpeng has kind of copied everything Tesla's done in terms of full self-driving, and now they have their own version of full self-driving, which is basically just as good. They've done a damn good job of it. So I'm going to suggest to you that if Tesla does pull off this move to actually financially monetize every Tesla with its actual compute in their vehicles, then surely Xpeng and other manufacturers in China will do the same thing. If you think about it, the compute power in these new Xpeng vehicles with 3 Turing chips or 2,250 TOPS far exceeds that of what Tesla is using with its hardware generation 14 or its AI 14. So really, the entire market is going to be revolutionized. When you buy an EV in the future, you won't just be buying a vehicle. You won't just be buying a potential robotaxi, maybe. You'll be buying a computer that can make money for you. And this is how you'll be able to track how much money it can actually make. Thanks for watching. Thinking about getting solar, a home battery, or an EV charger? Check out Australia's best free comparison tool because it could save you a lot of money. Guys, click on the link below in the description and you can see how much you can save. Alternatively, give Resync a call. They are the guys who installed my battery and my home solar. I'll put a link to them as well in the description.